Hey y'all, happy vlog day. So we gonna go mic-less this week because my mic is actually dead. Your girl has been doing so many things, burning the candle at all ends, that I have not gotten into the habit of keeping my microphone and my bass charged. So we gonna charge my mic right here while we talking today. Hold on, excuse me. And next week, you'll be able to get me in crystal clear. But y'all can still hear me without the mic. I just, elevate as we talked about. So last week I started our vlog off by saying loving a man is ghetto. And I realized because I'm not giving y'all any details about what's going on in my life, you might think that like I'm into it with my man or like I'm unhappy here. And actually that's not true. And so I want to clear up a few things because this week we are talking about me and my relationship with love. I'll say is what we're talking about this week. At first I was gonna say like we're gonna talk about my commitment issues, and it's like I don't think I have commitment issues. I think I'm pretty good at committing to things and people. I just have a different approach to love than most people do, and I want to share it here in my vlog. But before I do that, I want to kind of give us a quick little update on the house and then clear up something really quickly. So I said last week, like, loving a man is ghetto. And I feel like when I rewatched myself, I'm just like, people might think that I'm like done with my partner, like fed up, like in an unhappy situation. And that is absolutely not true. Now, am I in the best, most amazing situation that makes me feel all happy all the time? I'll be honest. No, I'm not. But am I in a situation that feels hopeless, helpless, not fixable? No, I am not. I am not. And I am extremely still pleased to be here. I wanted to make sure that I put that out there because I never want to come off as a person who is like two-faced. And like if I'm in this man's face smiling and loving him and making him happy, I don't want to get here on this camera and be like, I fucking hate it here. Because that's not the truth. To be honest, last week when I said that loving a man is ghetto and I was getting and sounding frustrated with his presence, I'll be honest with y'all, I have been missing waking up in the morning and masturbating. Excuse me for the overshare. If you watch this and we blood related and you just didn't want to know that about me, you might want to skip this week because this week is gonna get a little personal this week. Okay, every morning when we are in a good swing of like work and everybody's going where they're going, I have a morning self pleasure session. And it's always real quick, maybe a little wine, maybe, manual. I'm not gonna get that deep. But it's always real quick. It just resets my day. It's something about having an orgasm with myself and having an orgasm in my room, nice and peace and quiet, that just starts my day for me. When he is here, which he has been here for the last few weeks, because we're waiting on his certification to start next week, I don't do that because naturally, if you masturbate next to somebody who is asleep, first of all, they might gonna wake up and now you're having sex, and that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to get a little whoop, 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 whoop. Second of all, he sleeps with the room extremely arctic cold, so I wouldn't even be able to get comfortable enough to do it. Plus, that's just my me time. And I realized that when he is not working, I don't get the time in the day, the little pockets in the day that I feed myself. And so I am not as approachable. Like I look tired. I'm not as youthful because I'm not doing it to myself. Like right now he's gone and I gotta pick between talking to y'all and giving myself a little one too, which we gonna make time for in both times because I ain't gonna have y'all here for that long. We gonna be here for under 20 minutes and then that gives me another like 2 or 3 minutes and he gonna at least be gone 30 minutes. So we gonna get it in because I need it. Okay, I need it. And I'm not a do it in the shower type of girl. I need to be laying on my bed. I need to have me a good, adult cinema going on. I need to enjoy myself. And it's ghetto loving this man because if he needs to be at home, then I can't really enjoy myself for myself because eventually it's gonna be ourselves. And it's like I love you, but I like me. Let me, you know. But anyways, we're not here to talk about that. I just want to clear that up. Second thing I want to clear up. It hasn't been a problem. I haven't heard anybody say anything about it, but I thought to myself as somebody who I watch all when I watch my content, slow down, baby. When I watch my content, I ask myself questions I feel like viewers could or would possibly ask me. One of the things I've asked myself after looking at my content is, why don't you do a more traditional vlog? Like, this is what I do every day. This is, voiceover type shit. I don't do that because I live a pretty consistent rinse repeat life, right? I sleep in that bed every night. I get from that bed, I come over here to this corner to start this computer. I go in that hallway that's literally right behind me. See those yoga blocks? I do a workout right there in that hallway. Sometimes in the living room, or the front room, if my other stepson is not home and in that room in bed. I leave either that room or the living room, and I come right here. I work right here until I get off of work, and then I sit right here for 2 more hours, and I go live, and then I go get off live, and I get right back in that bed, and we rinse and repeat. And so the reason that I don't do traditional vlogging is because, honestly, traditional vlogging would get very repetitive for my viewers and probably decrease my viewers. This right here, though, is like a weekly reflection into life, and I'm just like, this has been helping me so much. It has made my conversations with my therapist so different. This has made me more aware of like my body. So when I'm watching my videos, I think, oh, okay, maybe you should sit up like this. Maybe you should do this. Maybe you should move your head this way. This looks really cute for you when you're on somebody else's camera. This is just preparing me for interviews. This is preparing me for when I start doing a little acting here and there. It's preparing me to do even more music videos. Speaking of which, the music video that I did, Backseat by Lil Jada, is on YouTube. You should go look at it. Watch a girl in there. I'm taking it. Shaking that little thing, my first music video, so I was a little nervous, you could tell, but it will not be my last, and we gonna have a good time. My locks look fucking amazing today. I'm just cute. Again, 6 minutes of being by myself, and my mood is already elevated. I just need to be by myself. I need a room where I'm the only energy in the room, because if I am with someone else's energy, I kind of have figured them out enough to know how much of my energy I can put into the room. And I love my man, but there is certain limits of my energy that can go into the room when he's in there without having to deal with all the bullshit that comes with just me trying to freely have my energy in the room. You feel me? So, this week we are going to talk about me and my relationship with love. I was gonna at first title it or like look at it as like my lack of my fear of commitment or whatever, lack thereof commitment, whatever. But I thought about it like, bitch, you are a very committed person. Very disciplined, very committed. I am a very loyal person. I am also, though, a free lover. And I don't believe that I meet anybody by mistake. That hurted. I don't believe that I meet anybody by mistake. That being said, I believe if I meet someone and I am attracted to them in a way, that I should be able to explore that attraction. And I believe that if I'm dating someone and they meet someone and they like them in a way, they should be able to explore that attraction. I absolutely believe in communication. I absolutely believe in, exclusivity. But I believe that exclusivity does not have to be indefinite. So I'm exclusive to you right now because we both choose to be. But in my eyes, if my partner was outside and he's having drinks with his friends and a young lady walks past who's one of the most beautiful women he's ever seen in his life, and they spark up a conversation and that conversation feels like he's been at home all his life, I don't want him to feel like he would hurt my feelings to come tell me that he thinks he might have fallen in love that day. I don't. And I don't want him to feel guilty about exploring that relationship. And before I understood that everything that I felt was polyamory, I just thought I was a slut, and I thought that it was, it was kind of inappropriate to live and be the way I was. And because I thought that about myself, and I thought that I was not wife material because I don't see an issue with a person who's in a relationship with me having other relationships, or I don't see an issue with having other relationships while having relations with other people, I have mentally told myself, like, you just not gonna ever be nobody's wife, because most men go out of their way. They trip over themselves to let me know, especially in these podcasting spaces, to let me know how they would never, ever, ever marry a woman like me. Crazy enough, I don't spend a lot of time single. I be trying to spend a lot of time single, child. I be trying to get that single time, because when I'm single, I have a great time. I think I've mentioned this in vlogs before. It's like, financially, I'm my best when I'm single. When I'm single, I have at least 3 or 4 men or women giving me money. I have 3 or 4 different sources of consistent, just not even just sex. It's like sex, um, worshiping, just good times, positivity, spontaneity. Having a roster and just being a single woman is a vibe for me. Like, I loved it. There was a time in my life, it was like a nice little pocket in my life, where I was teaching, pole dancing, and just living my life. Okay, baby, and it was amazing. I got called a casual dater early in my relationship life. I'm gonna take us back in a minute. Hold on. I'm just spitballing some stuff. I'm gonna take y'all through my journey with relationships, actually. But at one point in my life, you guys are gonna hear about it. I was called a serial dater by one of the people that I was dating, and he was just like, "You live for that honeymoon phase. You live for the like goo goo gaga time." And my fear is that you will never understand the wholeness of a long term relationship because you kind of ache for that more high endorphin type moment. He was absolutely right in a lot of ways, but I still experience the harshness of relationships in more than one relationship other than this one. And I realized that, like, I'm not missing out on nothing by being a person who like aches for that first 2 weeks. I'm not missing out on anything by deciding to be a person who wants to be essentially single and just kind of existing in multiple relationships. And the reason that I say that is because there's absolutely nothing wrong with, and I had to clear it up, make sure y'all know I was happy living and existing in this one relationship, especially being that I'm in a relationship with someone who I like and love. That's a huge thing for me. But even with the amount of like and love that I have for my partner, if I could take my life and have a preference as far as not even so much as free will, because people hit it like, you do got a preference, just break up with him. If I could relive my life and not experience this love so that I could be single, I probably would. I say that to say I have no qualms with the life that I have taken and the life that I have chosen, and I continue to choose it because I have no qualms. And I believe those two things can exist. Like, I am a person who would have been all right if it didn't happen, and I am more than all right that it has happened, because I understand all the things that people cry about when they're saying that they want love and they're aching for it and they're starved for it. I get that, which is why I'm grateful for the having it. However, I don't love it so much that I would feel like the alternative is a bad thing. I actually love being single. But anyways, we're gonna run it back and we're gonna take y'all through my journey of love. We're gonna start our journey of love in like 2nd grade. I liked this boy named Traviance, and Traviance was my first kiss. I don't even know if the boy's still alive, but shout out to you if you're still alive, and if this ever gets anywhere other than the 5 or 6 people that watch. Hey, y'all. Traviance kissed my friend Portia too. Probably gave her first kiss with his raggedy tail. Me and Portia got into it. We fought. Portia beat my ass. My brother told me I had to fight her until I won. I fought her the 2nd time. I won. Her mama told my mama that we not gonna fight no more. I won one. She won one. We gonna call it even. That's what we did. Me and Portia kept our distance from each other. I don't think either of us dated Traviance. Or maybe Portia dated him and I didn't know. But whatever. That was like my first strike against men and relationships, because boy, you broke my heart. But we was in 2nd grade, so I move on. Then I date the boy, literally the boy next door. This is my house. This is his house. This is the house that is very significant in a bit in this story. The boy next door, Joe. Later on in life, I date Joe again. Shouldn't have dated Joe again. When I did this reflection, I thought about why me and Joe stopped talking when I was 13. Shouldn't have fucking dated him again. But we're going to talk about that later. So dated Joe. I'm 13. I'm a kid. My mom doesn't allow dating in her house until you're 15. So I really wasn't supposed to be talking to this boy. My stepfather hated him. Told me that he looked like he's a scum. Should have listened to my stepfather. Okay? Okay? No offense, Joey, because I know sometimes you watch my content, but you know you ain't shit. Joe was rumored all around the block to have let the girl next door, which is like my cousin now. Shout out to Kiki, because Cuddy, you might end up watching this one day. I love you, Cuddy. I'm not mad at you. But this is the situation. I'm just telling my story. Okay? Cuddy, well, she wasn't Cuddy at the time. Kiki was rumored to have snuck into Joe's window and had sex with Joe and or his friends. Don't know if Joe was involved. Don't know if Joe was not involved. But I know I'm not gonna be out here looking stupid. My mama do Kiki them hair. And we play outside together. And I'm supposed to be your girl. But everybody's saying that you and this girl did something. Strike two against me and men. Because what the fuck is to y'all? But I digress. I fucking digress. So leave Joe, let that go alone. Meet Isaiah. I meet Isaiah when I am 15, 14, 15. I am a sophomore in high school. Isaiah is a senior in high school. Isaiah has a car. My mama don't like that. Mama don't like that his birthday a few days before my dad, because my mama can't stand Taurus man because of apparently what my dad did to her. And Isaiah has a car. He's driving me to and from home. Mama don't like that. You need to be getting on the bus, to the point that she was like checking my bus card. Like, I used to have to let somebody on the bus with my bus pass, still to get in the car with my boyfriend, and make sure that I had all the bus markings on my bus card, because my mama did not like this man. Should have listened to my mama. Well, not really should have listened to my mama. It was just decent person, wrong time. Okay, so shout out to you, Isaiah, if you still alive in this world with your cute self, because you was fine then. I hope you grew up to be fine, but if not, it's okay. I moved on. Isaiah was going to prom. I'm a sophomore. My mama said no. My senior prom gonna be my first prom, and she don't like this boy, so it's a no. Of course, he's my boyfriend, but he's not finna not go to prom because his girlfriend, who's a sophomore, is not able to go to prom. So not only does it take somebody else to prom, but he tells me that he thinks it's best that he breaks up with me, because he knows that he's not going to not do something with this girl after prom. So basically, like, hey, I'm gonna fuck her, so let's break up, which I respect. He really shouldn't have been strike three for me and men, but I was done at that point. I don't know how y'all women been getting y'all heart broke since getting broke, and y'all still out here love a girl in it. Shout out to you. Okay? If you are a lover girl and you have experienced the type of track record that I did, shout out to you, bitch, because you're stronger than me. Isaiah made me so sad. We're going to go over 20 minutes this week, but it's going to be worth it. Okay? If I got to break it up into 2 videos, I got y'all. Isaiah breaks up with me, breaks my heart so bad, I'm drinking fingernail polish remover, bitch. Ready to end it. Ready to end it. Anyways, move on from Isaiah. Now, at this point, bow wow wow, yippee yo, yippee yay, baby. I'm a dog. Meet Teddy. Teddy was actually my first and what I consider my high school sweetheart, because he and I, we still have mutuals that love each other. He still loves my mother. I still love his family. That's my homie. Shout out to you, Teddy. Teddy and I first started off really great. It was great. Like, I didn't have a reason to be a dog other than I was already, like, my heart was already cold. Teddy was actually a good guy, and I probably could have had a way different, crazy, extremely fun, I don't know, different life if I didn't have such the fucked up path that I had before I met him. Met Teddy at a debate competition. Like, he and I would have been the perfect little nerd couple. I'll be honest. We would have been so awesome. So cute. But I was probably his first heartbreak. Likely, I think I was his first heartbreak. Met him. We, did a lot of our first things sexually together. We officially did it on prom night. Both of us went to each other's proms. Beautiful, beautiful. I started cheating on him when we went to college. He went to the University of Vegas, and I went to Alcorn State. I was down there in the country getting my back blown out. Okay. Yeah. Cheated on Teddy. Teddy and I just had to break up because we kept trying. Like, I kept trying, but I kept knowing that I shouldn't have been trying because I was still out here living my life, bitch. So a lot of these people that I'm finna toss on these timeline, y'all, a lot of y'all overlap. Let's just all play normal, okay? So yeah. Teddy and I, senior year of high school. I go to school in freshman year. Freshman year of college, I'm just kind of like having sex. You know what I mean? My current best friend and I are pretty much like consistent sex partners. People are, calling us a couple, etc., etc. From there, move on to that. I'm not gonna lie to you. Being running back, we were a couple. We were a couple. Best friends is better for us because we want to be in each other's lives longevity, and I did not have an understanding of what I needed and didn't need commitment wise in relationships. I don't want to keep lying. We were in a relationship. We are no longer in a relationship, and we no longer have those types of feelings for one another. But to completely diminish a relationship between another person and myself just to make a lie feel better so that people can feel better about him being in my life is fucking annoying. I hope that, and I know my partner sometimes watches this, you will see that I have not been being very honest with you. I hope this doesn't make our relationship something different, but like, I don't want to lie about that anymore. Like, he was my partner. It was not a long relationship. It wasn't a relationship where we were faithful to one another. But when people asked about me and my current best friend, people would say we were a couple and nobody would correct them. That's what this week is about. Unraveling. We're at 20 minutes. We're gonna keep going. Dated this 52-year-old guy in the process of like halfway dating my best friend while also still messing around with Teddy. That got really messy. Then he was the older 52-year-old. I was 19, bitch. The 52-year-old is who told me that I'm a serial dater. I was super young, didn't no one understand what that meant. But kind of played around in that space for about a year, then I just left that alone. 20 and 21 were just all with the 52-year-old until me and him stopped talking because I kept on going back to fuck like younger, more attractive guys like my ex Teddy, and literally left his house one time. Got on a plane to go see Teddy. Ooh, you know what? Some of this shit we just can't talk about. We gonna run it back. We gonna pull it back. So yeah, after that clusterfuck, I chilled out and graduated from college. Had some really clarifying conversations with my best friend. He and I both decided to seal off even talking about us having a relationship. And I feel like this is the only place that it'll live. But I needed to say that, and I know that he's okay with me saying that, even though we both agreed that we're not going to go down that path of trying to explain a past relationship. So then I get out of college and I'm kind of hanging solo for a while. That was, like I said, great times in my life. Then I meet this guy named Rome. Rome and I were gonna get married. Rome was a Batman fanatic. He and my hatred for Batman because of dating him is kind of a part of where the Harley name comes from, because that nigga, he was just, Rome was just a good guy. He was a good guy, and I am not a good girl. He didn't like the fact that I smoked weed. He didn't like the fact that I liked women. He didn't like the fact that I was a dancer. He liked the fact that I could dance because he could dance, but he wanted me to be like a pop, like a, duo with him. We would have tore TikTok up if we had to stay together. But he was also short and the bitch couldn't wear heels while dating him. Girl. So I was cheating on him heavily because I had to cheat on him with freakier dudes. You don't want to put a thumb in my butt. This other dude do. I'm going to get that. You know what I mean? In between that, couple of basketball players, couple of rappers, couple of soccer players, couple of yacht parties, couple of orgies, just a bunch of shit scattered in there. And it really does just stem from this place of like, I enjoy free love and free living. After Rome and I decided not to be together, mostly because of my cheating, and a lot because of just his stiffness. Like, I was tired of it. He was tired of it. We let it go. Spin the block, meet Joe again, like I said, from 13. Shouldn't have fucked with him. Should have remembered that I stopped fucking with him because he wasn't shit. But he wasn't even the same kind of ain't shit. The boy ran me dry. He used to not take all my money, but guilt me basically into giving him my money. Really, he found the sucker and licked it. I was already really fragile. I was already feeling really guilty. I felt like a bad woman because a lot of women would cry and wish they had men that were faithful to them. And every man I've ever had has been really faithful to me before them first three little jackasses. But all the men I had after that were extremely faithful. I wasn't faithful. And so I told myself that the next person I was just going to give as much of myself to. You gotta be careful when you say shit like that, because then you run into a motherfucker who want all of you. That motherfucker drained me, y'all. That meant I was looking old in the face. I was working nonstop. A bitch wasn't enjoying her life at all. I got out of that relationship, hung out single, just fucked and like lived and like danced and like revitalized the fuck out of myself. And then met Gucci. And here we are. I am grateful for my path and my journey. I had to find the balance between like feeling bad about the woman that I used to be and becoming a pushover, along with still remembering that the woman that I used to be is actually necessary. You know what I mean? Like you gotta keep a motherfucker on their toes. No matter who you are, no matter how much a person loves you, no matter how much you love a person, you gotta keep them on their toes. And that's what I plan to do moving forward with this young man. Like, I'm not gonna play with you. I'm gonna keep you on your toes. I'm gonna let you know what I will and won't accept. And I'm gonna stand up for myself, because I had to realize that the worst case scenario is a motherfucker leaving me. I like being alone. Why am I sitting around here hurting myself and putting myself at a disadvantage, when the only consequence of speaking my mind, other than getting what I want, because sometimes when you speak your mind, people give you what you want, is being left alone. And bitch, I like being alone. So that's where we are when it comes to my relationship with love. I love love, but I only love love if it comes the way I want it to. If love don't come the way I want it to, I love being alone as well. And my preference is being alone. So I'm not going to work so hard in love. And that was why I was feeling so frustrated in this relationship, because I'm working too fucking hard for love. I don't want love that hard to work that hard for it. So I have to step back, and I have to allow this person to work harder for love, or for love to fall out. But what I do know is that I'm only going to put my hard work into my art, and put my hard work into my inner work and myself, because that is what matters to me. Like, who I am matters to me. What I do matters to me. The way that I show up in this world matters to me. And that's what I want to put my energy into, not external love. I'll be honest about that. My job is blowing up right now. And we're right at 30 minutes. I really have nothing else to say. I feel like I said what I needed to say. I kind of took y'all through it real fast. But we still made it under 30 minutes. So hang out, take your time, watch this, pause it, come back. But this is a good way to get to know your auntie. All right. I love y'all. I thank y'all for this time in this space. And I thank myself for creating a space of this nature for myself. I feel better. Like, when my partner comes home from being here for the last couple of days, it's gonna feel better in this room, because I've lightened up my load. Okay. I love y'all. I hope y'all have a good week and a good weekend.